Tottenham v Arsenal? Remembering classic North London derbies as rivals square off in top four race. When you think about the most iconic fixtures in English football, the North London derby is surely right up there. Arsenal and Tottenham have played out some classic contests down the years, many of which have been go-fists. But Thursday's clash at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is arguably among the most important derbies between Spurs and the Gunners in the Premier League era. With 3 matches remaining, 4 points separate the two teams in the table. Arsenal occupy 4th, the final Champions League spot, while Spurs remain set on pushing them all the way. Of course, Spurs will need Arsenal to drop points in one of their 2 remaining matches as well to have any hope of usurping them, but victory for Antonio Conte's men on Thursday will at least test the nerve of Mikel Arteta's young and inexperienced squad. Ahead of that game, Stats Perform looks back on some previous Premier League classics between the two giants. Tottenham 2-2 Arsenal April 25, 2004. What could be more perfect than winning the title without losing a game? The answer is simple. Winning the title without losing a game while clinching the championship at the home of your bitter rivals. That is precisely what Arsenal did in 2004, though the game initially looked as it would be more routine than it proved. Patrick Vieira finished off a fine counter-attack just 3 minutes in, before another incisive move allowed Robert Pires to make it 2-0. Spurs fought back, with Jamie Redknapp and a late Robbie Keane penalty, denying the Gunners the 3 points, but still Arsene Wenger's men danced away on the White Hart Lane turf at full time. Tottenham 4-5 Arsenal November 13, 2004. The scoreline says it all, really. There have only ever been 6 Premier League matches with more goals scored than this 2004 classic. Remarkably, only 2 of the 9 goals here were netted in the first half, with Noureddine Nabat's volley cancelled out by Thierry Henry. Spurs were constantly playing catch-up thereafter, with Jermaine Defoe pulling one back after Laurent and Vieira increased the Gunners' lead. Freddie Ljungberg and Pires just about put the game beyond the hosts, though Freddie Canut capitalized on a Henry error 2 minutes from time to force a tense finale. Arsenal 4-4 Tottenham October 29, 2008. David Bentley's stunning early opener was a sign of things to come in what ended up being another Premier League classic. Arsenal ultimately found themselves 3-1 up in the second half, thanks to goals from Mikkel Sylvester, William Gallas and Emmanuel Adebayor, and just a few moments after Darren Bent seemingly got the visitors back in the contest, Robin van Persie smashed in to make it 4-2. But back came Spurs. Jermaine Gina's 89th minute curler breathed life into their fight back, and, deep into stoppage time, Aaron Lennon buried a rebound after Luka Modric's effort was deflected onto the post. Arsenal 2-3 Tottenham November 20, 2010. This was a momentous day for Spurs, who ended 17 years of frustration and torment by clinching their first win at Arsenal since 1993. Not that an away win always looked plausible. Arsenal were seemingly on course to go top of the Premier League when Samir Nasri and Marouane Chamakh had them 2 up, but Gareth Bale's excellent strike halved the deficit and Rafael van der Vaart levelled from the spot following a blatant handball by Cesc Fabregas. Younes Kabyl was the unlikely hero, glancing home a late header from a Van der Vaart free kick. Tottenham 3-3 Arsenal April 20, 2011. That's right, 2010-11 served up 2 courses of North London derby drama as Spurs dealt Arsenal's dwindling title hopes a near-fatal blow. The Gunners, just as they did at home a few months earlier, squandered a 2-goal lead and were left facing the likelihood of another trophyless campaign. Theo Walcott and then Van der Vaart struck in the first 7 minutes before Nasri and Van Persie ensured Arsenal were 3-1 to the good by the 40th minute, but Tom Huddlestone's typically thumping finish on the stroke of half-time had Spurs back in the hunt. Van der Vaart then sealed Spurs a deserved point from the spot in the second half. A disappointing season to the season followed for the Gunners as their title aspirations ultimately faded, with 4th the best they could muster. How times change, it's fair to say they'd have snapped your hand off at the start of the season if offered 4th this term, and Thursday's derby will likely be decisive in determining which of the 2 clubs takes it.